Just used your card for candy, my brother's kid said. Mouth blue with sugar, eyes clean as glass. The notification buzzed before the sweetness faded. One buzz, then another. Then a cascade that felt like rain on a coffin lid. I didn't look at him. I stared at the ceiling fan, counting rotations, slowing my breath. The room smelled like chocolate and entitlement. Somewhere in the house, my mother laughed. Somewhere in my chest, something small cracked and didn't make a sound. At night, the charges lined up like teeth. $8,400 gone. Not candy. Not accidents, deliberate, repeated, familiar merchants. The kind of places you shop when you know the card will clear. Mom said it softly from the kitchen doorway, as if softness could disinfect theft. Kids will be kids. I didn't yell. I waited until the house slept. Until the clocks blinked 2:10 a.m. Until the silence felt earned. That's when I locked it all. The betrayal wasn't the money. Money is obedient. It leaves when you tell it to. The betrayal was the assumption, so old it had a groove, that I was the spare wallet, the background hum, the one who wouldn't notice or would notice and forgive. I lay awake, phone face down, replaying years like security footage. My brother's casual reach for my phone, when his was dead. The way my mother learned to say my name only when bills were due. The jokes at my expense, light, friendly. Cutting about how I was good with numbers and as if that made me good with loss. I told myself it was a mistake. I told myself it would be returned. I told myself a lot of things that made it easier to breathe. Morning arrived like a verdict. At 7:30 a.m., my phone screamed. My brother's voice was already hoarse, already furious, already entitled to my attention. "What did you do?" He said, not please. Not why. What did you do? I sat at the edge of the bed and let the words wash over me. My heart was calm. That scared me more than the charges. I didn't answer. I made coffee. I watched the steam rise. I scrolled through statements with the patience of a surgeon. The investigation didn't look like one. No raised eyebrows. No slamming doors. Just data, timestamps, IP addresses. The quiet trail people leave when they think family is a blindfold. The candy charge was a test. A toe in the water. The rest came after. Electronics, gift cards, a hotel deposit. He taught his kid the line. He'd taught himself that I would swallow it. Mom texted. "Call him. He's upset." I replied with a heart. I always replied with a heart. By noon, I had everything. Not just the charges, but the pattern. The small transfers over months. The way my card had become their emergency fund. Their vacation fund. Their nothing will happen fund. When I finally went downstairs, the house felt smaller. My brother paced. My mother hovered. The kid watched cartoons, volume high, absolved by age. "I don't know why you're doing this," my brother said. His eyes were wet, not with guilt, but with panic. It was just a mistake. I placed my phone on the table and slid it toward him. Not aggressively, precisely. He looked. He stopped pacing. He sat. I didn't need to say the numbers. He recognized himself in them. The dates, the stores. The audacity. Mom reached for the phone, then pulled back like it might bite. "You could have told us," she said. Her voice searched for a place to land. I had told them. In 1,000 small ways. By paying, by not asking, by being quiet. At 2:10 a.m., I had frozen their access. Not just the card, the subscriptions, the auto payments, the shared cloud, the conveniences they wore like birthrights. At 7:30 a.m., my brother screamed because his life had stopped working. "I'll pay you back," he said fast. "I just need time." "I know," I said. And I did. He would pay me back in pieces, in apologies, in promises. Never in full. I stood. I took my phone. I took my coat. Mom cried then. Real tears. She said family doesn't do this. She said I was being cruel. Cruel would have been loud. Cruel would have been public. This was quiet. This was exact. I walked out. Later, alone, I felt the echo. Not guilt. Not triumph. Relief. The clean relief of a locked door. The final charge hit at 2:11 a.m. the next night. Declined. I slept through it. In the morning, there were messages. Long ones, short ones. None of them changed the truth. I didn't feel bad. I felt done.